morning, respected faculty, seniors, my colleagues and juniors. Myself, Dr. Rutul, and my senior Dr. Twinkle are going to present the case from the histopathology section. A 37-year-old female came to ENT OPD with chief complaints of swelling over neck since 1 month, more towards the left side than the right. Swelling was non-tender, diffuse, moves with degglutination, and does not move with tongue protrusion. Following investigations were done. On USG, approx 18 by 25 by 41 mm size, mixed solid cystic hyperechoic lesion noted in the left lobe of thyroid with few comet tail artifacts, findings suggestive of benign lesion Thyroids 2 lesion. Another approx 7 by 5 into 8 mm well-defined smooth marginated mixed solid cystic lesion with solid component being isoechoic without calcific foci noted in the left lobe of thyroid, findings suggestive of benign lesion Thyroids 2 lesion. Other lab investigations performed were TSH, which was towards the higher side, T3, T4, serum calcium, CBC and coagulation profile were within normal limits. Cytological examination smears show few benign looking thyroid follicular cells over blood mixed colloidal background. Few Hürthle cells are also seen. There was no evidence of malignant cells. Conclusion was Bethesda category 1, non-diagnostic, unsatisfactory. Surgical removal of left thyroid, that is left hemithyroidectomy, was performed and the specimen was sent to the histopathology lab where gross examination and microscopic examination were followed. On gross examination, one encapsulated thyroid swelling measuring 4.5 by 3.5 into 1.9 cm cube. Outer surface was well encapsulated. Cut surface show encapsulated tumor measuring 3.5 by 2.5 into 1.9 cm cube. Cut surface of the tumor show brownish with whitish areas which are solid to firm, and the rest of the surface show normal thyroid structure. Microscopic findings. So what is the most probable diagnosis of this case? Here the microscopic features show encapsulation with follicular growth pattern, features of nuclear features of papillary thyroid carcinoma like nuclear grooving, overcrowding, overlapping of the nuclei. Here we can see changes of the Hashimoto's thyroiditis, infiltration of lymphocytes and cystic changes. So following features like encapsulation, follicular growth pattern, papillary-like nuclear features, and no vascular and capsular invasion leads to the diagnosis of NIFTP, that is non-invasive follicular thyroid neoplasm with papillary-like nuclear features. Coming towards the classification of thyroid neoplasms, the recent classification is based on cell of origin, pathologic features, molecular classification, and biological behavior. Follicular cell-derived neoplasms consist of benign category, which consists of thyroid follicular nodular disease, follicular thyroid adenoma with papillary architecture, and oncocytic adenoma of thyroid. Low-risk neoplasm consists of NIFTP, thyroid tumors of undetermined malignant potential, follicular tumors of undetermined malignant potential, determined malignant potential, and hyalinizing trabecular tumor. Malignant neoplasm consists of follicular thyroid carcinoma, invasive encapsulated follicular variant of PTC, papillary thyroid carcinoma, oncocytic carcinoma of thyroid, follicular derived carcinoma, and anaplastic follicular cell derived carcinoma. Now, my senior Dr. Twinkle will discuss about the differential diagnosis and the remaining case discussion. Thank you.
Now, based on microscopic feature of our cases, these are a differential diagnosis for our case. First, we looking into classical papillary thyroid carcinoma. It contains numerous complex branching randomly oriented papilla with fibrovascular core. Nuclear feature include changes in nuclear size and shape, nuclear enlargement and overlapping, optically clear chromatin, ground glass nuclei, also called orphan nuclei. Nuclear membrane irregularity including nuclear grooves and pseudo-inclusions. Psammoma bodies present in 50% of cases, and mitosis is very scanty or absent. In this picture, we can find true papilla with fibrovascular core. This picture showing papillary-like nuclear feature, optically clear orphan nuclei, nuclear pseudo-inclusion, and presence of psammoma bodies. Here, we look encapsulated subtype of papillary thyroid carcinoma. It has well-formed capsule and papillary pattern, but instead of centrally located optically clear nuclei of papillary carcinoma, it contained normochromatic or hyperchromatic nuclei. So, this is excluded from our diagnosis. Our second differential is follicular adenoma. Though it is well encapsulated, there is no capsular or vascular invasion, but there is absence of nuclear feature of papillary neoplasm. So this entity is also excluded from our diagnosis. Here in picture, we can see normal thyroid structure and micro and macro follicular pattern of adenoma. In this, we can see hyperchromatic small round basally located nuclei. Now looking into follicular carcinoma with invasion. In this, we find trabecular or solid pattern of follicle. There is no nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma. There is invasion of adjacent thyroid parenchyma, capsule or blood vessel. Presence of nuclear atypia and mitotic figure is present but less than 3/10 high power field, and there is no necrosis. So in our case, there is no invasion and there is presence of nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma. So we exclude this entity from our diagnosis. In this, we can find follicular pattern with area of capsular invasion, and here we see vascular invasion. Next entity is invasive encapsulated follicular variant of papillary thyroid carcinoma. It is very close DD of our diagnosis because there is presence of nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma with follicular architecture, and true papilla are absent with bubblegum colloid. But tumor invade capsule, adjacent thyroid tissue and lymphovascular invasion, so we also exclude this category from our diagnosis. In this picture, we see follicular arrangement lined by follicular cell showing nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma. We can see dense, homogeneous, hypereosinophilic colloid. This is called bubblegum colloid. There is presence of vascular invasion and extrathyroidal extension. Our next differential is poorly differentiated thyroid carcinoma. It contains solid, trabecular or insular growth pattern, and there is no nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma with presence of at least one of the following: convoluted nuclei, more than 3 mitotic figure per 10 high power field, and tumor necrosis is present. But in our cases, this criteria is not present, so we also exclude this entity from our diagnosis. This picture showing nest of tumor cell with area of necrosis. So by excluding all this entity, we had our final diagnosis in NIFTP. Non-invasive follicular thyroid neoplasm with papillary-like nuclear feature is an encapsulated non-invasive neoplasm with follicular growth pattern and nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma, but without well-formed papilla or psammoma bodies, and without typical finding of the aggressive subtype of papillary thyroid carcinoma or poorly differentiated carcinoma. Features there suggest possibility of thyroid nodule corresponding to NIFTP. In clinical examination, there is absence of clinical apparent or known metastasis of thyroid origin. In ultrasonography, we found there is absence of lymph node metastasis, nodule without extrathyroidal extension, microcalcification, ill-defined margin, and high suspicious of malignancy. In fine needle aspiration, we find category 3, 4 and 5 cytology of Bethesda system, and in genetic study, nodule without mutation or with RAS-like mutation and BRAF negative. How can we diagnose NIFTP? Inclusion criteria. Major feature includes encapsulation or clear demarcation, follicular growth pattern with less than 1% of papilla. If solid, trabecular or insular pattern is seen, this in total should be less than 30% of total tumor volume. No presence of psammoma bodies, nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma containing nuclear score 2 or 3. No vascular or capsular invasion, no tumor necrosis, and no high mitotic activity. Our minor feature include dark or bubblegum colloid, irregularly shaped follicle, sprinkling sign, that is presence of neoplastic follicle in the background of normal follicle. Exclusion criteria for NIFTP: any capsular or vascular invasion. But if whole capsule has not been examined, default diagnosis is still non-invasive encapsulated follicular variant of papillary thyroid carcinoma and not a NIFTP. True papillary structure is more than 1% of tumor volume, psammoma bodies and infiltrative border. Tumor necrosis and increased mitosis at least 3/10 high power field. Morphological characteristic of any other papillary thyroid carcinoma variant like tall cell, columnar cell, cribriform pattern, diffuse sclerosing and oncocytic lesion. Additional exclusion criteria includes no papilla, no BRAF V600E and TERT promoter mutation, no distant metastasis. Diagnosis of NIFTP is possible only on surgical specimens because it requires careful capsular evaluation. No reliable modalities like sonography, fine needle aspiration cytology and molecular testing are available at this time. These showing criteria for scoring for nuclear features of suspected NIFTP lesions. Nuclear scoring system including 3 categories: first, nuclear size and shape. We can see nuclear enlargement, elongation and overlapping, membrane irregularity, so irregular contour, grooves, pseudo-inclusion, chromatin characteristic including chromatin clearing and glassy nuclei. If any of the feature is absent or insufficiently expressed, score given is 0 and present. If any feature present, then score given to 1. Nuclear score is sum of these 3 nuclear features. The score will between 0 and 3. A score of 2 or 3 is required for diagnosis of NIFTP. If capsular or vascular invasion is present and PTC-like nuclear feature also present, then our diagnosis become follicular variant of papillary thyroid carcinoma. If capsular and vascular invasion is present but PTC-like nuclear feature is questionable or incomplete, then we go for well-differentiated carcinoma, non-otherwise specified. Capsular or vascular invasion is present but PTC-type nuclear feature is absent, then we go for follicular carcinoma. Capsular or vascular invasion is incomplete or questionable but PTC-type nuclear feature is present, then we go for well-differentiated tumor of uncertain malignant potential. If both are absent, then we go for follicular adenoma. But if capsular or vascular invasion is absent and PTC-like nuclear feature is present, then we go for NIFTP. This is the summary for diagnosis of NIFTP. Firstly, we see tumor is encapsulated or well demarcated. If no, then we go for infiltrative follicular variant of papillary thyroid carcinoma. If a tumor is encapsulated, then we look for capsular or lymphovascular invasion. If yes, then we go for follicular carcinoma with invasion. If there is no any invasion, then we see features like more than 30% of solid insular or trabecular pattern or more than 1% of true papillary pattern or psammoma bodies and tall or columnar cell variant. If any of this feature is present, then we go for solid, classical or tall cell PTC. If this feature is absent, then we look for predominantly follicular pattern. If predominantly follicular pattern is not identified, then we go for classical PTC encapsulated or follicular adenoma. If follicular pattern is present, then we look for tumor necrosis and mitosis more than 3 mitosis per 10 high power field. If it is present, then we go for poorly differentiated tumor. And if not present, then we show nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma. If not, so we go for follicular adenoma, and if nuclear feature of papillary thyroid carcinoma is present with score of 2 or 3, then our diagnosis become NIFTP. Reporting parameter for NIFTP. NIFTP does not require a formal staging. Certain oncologic parameters are redundant like absence of vascular invasion. Limited data set consisting of tumor size, laterality and margin status may be useful. Ancillary IHC marker such as HbME1 and galectin-3 should be applied with caution. During this current period of transition, a comment linking NIFTP to its prior designation as non-invasive encapsulated well-demarcated papillary thyroid carcinoma is recommended. Why there is need for a separate entity? Because this group of tumor has extremely indolent behavior when compared with other type of PTC. The separation of these subtypes also supported by strong association with RAS mutation signature in NIFTP rather than BRAF mutation signatures that are characteristic of many subtype of PTC. The clinical implication of this NIFTP by labeling tumor as a non-invasive cancer will result in less aggressive treatment approach, reduction in psychological stress and lowering of social economic cost involving in the management of this tumor. Thank you.